Welcome back to another episode of Red Zone in the UK. Good morning and good afternoon. It's been a while, man. Right?
It has been.
We had the I would say sour loss to Pittsburgh. Right? We definitely should have won that game. That's the last time we've seen each other. And then straight to Thursday when we had the worst game of the year and the fans kind of had the worst week of our fandom this week. Um, you know, people going back to what they know, right?
Yeah.
and having that what they call it, a Snyder PSD, whatever they call it. And it was insane for a few days, man. It was the crash outs was incredible. But outside of that, Christian, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm very well, yeah, good. Glad to be back again. A few weeks off, but here we are again. You said about the loss to the Eagles and a bit of PTSD, but do you know when my PTSD started?
Where?
In the stands versus the Steelers, seeing all those yellow towels being, above the head. That felt a little bit like the old days. It started for me there. Not the performance. The performance was okay versus the Steelers, but yeah, the terrible towels. But you know what? It's only year one, isn't it, of the new regime? So we're going to put a stop to that soon.
I will say, Scouse, you really couldn't tell being there, right? Like there was a lot of travel. I mean, they travel well anyhow. Well, no matter where they go, they always travel well. They have a real solid fan base when it comes to traveling. But we kind of kept them in check until like the last 6. No, let me see. Like until like the last couple drives. I think the Mike Williams touchdown was the loudest they got all game. So
well, they had nothing to shout about, really, did they? Because we
exactly
didn't check until I'd say halfway through the fourth. I'd say no, they were quite quiet, really. Besides one or two little mini plays where he got the towels out. But besides that, I mean, yeah, we had them. We had them, and that game hurt me more than anything else because we had that game in check. We were up by 10, and to let them come back and nick us by a point is just a sickening one, really.
And we definitely should have won that game, man.
Yeah, that was a game we had. We had that game. We lost that one more than they won that one, if that makes sense.
I agree.
Agree. Deuce, there was a lot of people ready to tell you about Benjamin St. Just after that one. I wasn't one of those people. I thought it, but I didn't say it.
Yeah, I ain't fighting for him no more. But he had a good game. But let's not get into it, right? Like you can't get that up for sure. But outside of that, he had an okay game. But I'm not fighting for him no more. I've been there, done that.
Same ghost.
Right. All right, on to Dallas. It's Dallas week. The Dallas Cowboy fans, especially the ones on Twitter, it's like, we don't care. Now y'all know how I feel to be good. They taking a low road. Like they're cowards, bro. Like we've been down for 30 years, and every game we get up and we talk our trash regardless of what the record is. We don't care. But here we go. We have a better record. They they're descending for sure. Now they want to go high. That's insane to me. It's insane to me. All right. So the weather today. Go ahead, Scouse. You say
it's not real fans.
Man.
That's fair weather fans. When they're playing well, they all come out in the droves, give it large. And when they're actually, when they're actually going through a bad patch, it's less time to hide. No, real fans don't stick it out through the shit. So I'm not having this. That's the reason why I can't respect Dallas fans half the time because of that, because they're like that all the time. And the same with the Eagles fans as well. They can't deal. If they're bad, you just don't see them ever again.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with the Giants fans, you still see them. You know what I mean? Because they're similar to us. They all go through the thick and thin of it. So I have a little more respect for them, even though I don't like them either.
Yeah. Today's weather looks pretty good. It's gonna be in the high 50s at kickoff. Of course the sun drops earlier now, daylight saving. So but it's supposed to be high 50, so should be a good game today. the
Any rain?
No,
No.
not what it's showing in the forecast, right? No rain in the forecast. Oh man.
Just
What's going on, Shadow? Good morning, buddy.
So I'm just concerned about can Jayden handle the cold weather?
Yeah, here we go with that.
Right? For him it is.
Radar, what's good, Radar? Yeah, man, I did, man. Badge of honor, man. I had the numbers. Yeah, so all right, so let's go there real quick. Let's talk about that for a couple minutes. Where are you at, Scouse, with the Dan Quinn, Jayden Daniels, the rib, the code, them wrapping them up with saran wrap after every drive? Where are you with it?
Yeah, I mean, I understand DQ trying to be, back in his franchise quarterback, and I get it. Saying that he's not injured, I don't know about that. I think he still is injured. I think he's just playing through. He's playing through like people can say, well, it's not real injury now because technically it's healed. But the thing is, he's actually still playing through pain. So I think you can see is when you see him in both those games, he was throwing loads off his back foot, and that's why his accuracy was down. Before he got hurt, he was hardly doing that. He was always planting his feet properly and delivering the strike. And the last few games, he hasn't been since he's been hurt. And I get it because he's scared of going to get hit on his ribs. I get it, but it's kind of like that doesn't help him. And DQ, okay, yeah, I'm happy with DQ protecting him and things, saying that he's not injured, and but to be fair, mate, these guys are. He's still not right. And to be fair, this wrapping him up and things. If he had no problems with his ribs, he wouldn't be getting wrapped up. I don't care about this. To keep him warm. He's not used to cold weather.
Yeah,
he's got massive coats on. He's got other things on. He's got hand warmers. He's got the lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like you got Under Armour for that type of stuff. You don't need to be wrapping comforters around them.
Yeah, man, and that just shows how still is for me. If I'm a defensive guy playing against us, and I'm thinking, Jayden's still getting his ribs wrapped. I'm aiming for his ribs again. You see what I mean? So because it looks like it's like a bolt to a red flag. You know what I mean? That's what I'll be after. I'll be going straight for his ribs again. Yeah. So I don't like the way. I mean, fair enough. If it makes Jayden play better, I don't mind it. But he hasn't been playing that well the last couple of weeks. So last week was great. So
for sure. Just your average flag guy. I appreciate the support. I just DM'd you on Twitter the link to YouTube. So come chop it up with us over there. Where you at with it, Christian?
Bit of a rock and a hard place for me because I think Scouse is our sort of injury expert. So if Scouse still thinks he's carrying a bit of an injury, then I'm not going to go against you, Andy. But I think Dan Quinn is a very kind of upright, honest guy. So if he says he's not injured, he's not injured. I think there's other factors as well. Like I think the O-line's been quite beat up. It's been playing, a lot of them have been on the injury pool until this week. So I don't think that's helped. I don't think the short week helped either. Still got to remember he's a rookie. So I think there's quite a few things going on there. I mean, Jayden was born in California, wasn't he? So he's probably enjoyed the heat most of his young life. So
he has. That's been the thing when you read on on X. There's a lot of people mentioning that he's never played in real cold weather in his whole career, high school, college, and now.
Yeah, I don't doubt the fact that he's cold and he's gonna have to adjust to it, right? Like, but it's like there are other things to do, right? Like Under Armour and things that you don't have to wrap up after every series. You know what I mean? I know it was like 65 degrees against the Bears, and he had on a shiesty, so I know he's cold, right? But at the same time, they have things in place for this. Like they have sportswear that you can wear for things like this that won't impact your playing ability, right? So like, bro, like the saran wrap and whatever it is they wrapping up around him, like, no, man, like just put a big coat on him, like just put a big coat on him.
I don't know if there's something up here for him, Oh, it feels better if I've got this wrap on. Right, then then that makes it all worthwhile. Well, technically, yes and no. One, it helps his mentality, but it doesn't help his if he's not playing well.
The thing as well, like the thing with the injury guys is it's not just feeling the injury a bit. It's perhaps practice has been a bit more limited as well. So if you're a rookie QB, you want as much practice as possible. So I think to be honest, I think there's numerous factors that have played into this. But I think we've had the mini bye. He's going to be a bit healthier, and I think the excuses today are zero. That's what I would say. There's no excuses. This isn't the Steelers. This isn't the Eagles. This is a beat up Cowboys team. No excuses today.
For sure. Yeah, I know who you are, just your average fly guy. I know who you are, bro. I see you lost the Abby bet. I DM'd you on Twitter the link to the YouTube channel. I know you asked for it. All right, man. Let's get into this game. We kind of running a little behind. Let's see what's up first.
History.
There you go. Thanks, Kristen. History.
It's a bit later in the UK, so I'm allowed to be a bit more on the ball than you used there. Okay. All-time record. Cowboys have unfortunately dominated this one. 78 wins for Dallas, 46 for Washington, and 2 ties. Now, going to bring something up controversial, even though we're running a bit late. Robert Griffin III invited back as the legend. Okay, so I thought it was a good time to look back to 2012. We always look back at a game between our opposition, and in front of nearly 83,000 at FedEx, the Redskins then progressed to the playoffs in 2012, 28-18 win. 3 of the touchdowns came via Alfred Morris, who was an All-Pro, second-team All-Pro that season. So it made me think about there's been a little bit of Twitter interaction around, Robert Griffin coming back as a legend. And I was going to throw this to you guys, because for me, there's big L legends, you're just obvious legends. And then there's your little L legends. Well, it's still okay to invite them back. Not everyone needs to be a Ring of Fame kind of commander, Washington player. I think it's a nice touch by the ownership to bring these legends back, whether big L legends or little L legends. I just wondered what your views were on it.
I mean, for me, I think legend gets banded about very loosely. Let's face it, RG&E was literally a one-season wonder, a flash in the pan. Like, don't get me wrong, it was a brilliant season, but does that give you legendary status? Legend? No. For me, it doesn't. And I think there shouldn't be different levels of legend, big L, little L, or blah blah blah. I just think, like, if you're a legend, you've done great things in your sport, whatever that is, for your team or for other teams, whatever. That's the way for me. I see legend, but it does get bounced around too often. Like, even average players are being called legends, and it's like, you're not a legend. Legend is like, you are creme de la creme. You're one of the best to ever do it type thing. That's legends. But you just call all people who played 20 years ago all the legends. No,
maybe then it's the terminology. So maybe inviting a player back
for sure.
Yeah, maybe inviting a player back like Griffin, who had this great season, and it's Dallas, so it kind of matches quite well. Maybe it's the
Dallas.
Yeah. So maybe it's the terminology rather than just like returning player or something like that, And I also think as well, there's only so many big L legends, which means that availability is an issue as well. I think there's 50 guys in the Washington Ring of Fame.
Yeah, so I think like legends is like Darryl Green.
Yeah,
right.
That's the same real guys.
Williams. Yeah, like Monk. Charles Mann, like those people. But I think this is just for like a alumni type thing every week. So they don't want to say the alumni of the game. You know what I mean? Like the legend of the game. Sounds better. But we as fans, like Shadow says he think I don't think Levi is a legend. Right? Like I don't think he had like that much of an impact on the city and on well as the team. But it's debatable, and the problem is like we don't have a lot in the last 30 years.
That's
30,
right.
40
It's
years,
availability. Yeah.
right, of players that we could call legends, right? I mean, like we wasn't just like we was just bad all over. So like we don't really have
So
like
you're saying it's a low bar. You're saying it's a low
yeah,
bar.
like it's a very low bar. It's a very, very low bar.
Okay,
Drea,
then
Drea,
I can say RG3 is a legend, and it's a very low bar.
right? I don't know what you think. Drea, Dre.
I would see of the more
Drea.
modern times. I
Correct
would
me on
say
Twitter in the DM how you pronounce your
so
name, but
I would say Ryan Kerrigan would probably
yeah,
fit
he's a
into the
yeah. I mean, he
He's
played
outside
what
that guy.
11 years, 12
Yeah.
years, something like that.
Yeah.
And he was pretty impactful too.
yeah.
So she brought up a thing about starting Marcus Mariota. I don't think so. I don't do it. I think Jayden is healthy enough to play. And I just think he's healthy enough to play, and I think he needs to play. I think he needs to bounce back from this last game because I don't think he's that injured. Now, if today looks just as bad as the Eagles game against this Cowboys, he's throwing stuff in the dirt, overthrowing, then yeah, definitely sit him out for the Titans game. Give him 2 weeks to fully heal and see where we are. But I know for him, he definitely wants to play against the Cowboys. Like everybody wants to play against. So like to her point, I think if we see another game like that today, then I would definitely have that discussion about sitting him. So you can have 2 weeks to recover before the Saints.
Do you think we've mentioned as well on the podcast that I think Scouse mentioned this, that Dan Quinn's quite cautious with injuries.
Oh, most definitely.
He doesn't want to rush people back, which makes me think that Jayden's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think but the situation with Jayden is much different. Like he's treated him different than he's treated everybody else. Everybody else, when they get injured, whatever that the latter part of that recovery time is closer to that with Dan.
Yeah.
But with Jayden, like it's a little different.
Play, man.
Yeah, it's definitely a little different.
That's the key word. He needs to play him.
I was saying that Mariota was absolutely lights out versus, was it the Panthers? I know it was only the Panthers.
I mean, yeah, it's the Panthers too, though.
But
yeah, I've been calling him Marcus Marcus Montana. So
he's going to be invited back for a legend game.
Right.
Yeah, legends.
Good morning, Randall. How you doing, man? Yeah, let's get this W, buddy, for sure.
See my thing.
You subscribing on YouTube, Jay. Appreciate it.
It's my thing behind me. Your body can stand almost anything. It's your mind that you have to convince.
Yeah,
and I think that is a very good thing for Jayden. I think that's a very, very good saying for Jayden. He needs to really forget about this injury. He needs to kind of like just play as he would play if he wasn't hurt, even if he is still feeling some sort of soreness in his ribs or whatever. He's got to not man up. He's playing through the pain, but it's just like you've got to. You just got to kind of forget about it. On the field, you've got to forget about it. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, I don't think he no legend either. I think he had a legendary season for sure. Yeah. But as far as a legend, nah, as you think, no legend.
Flashing the pan down legends for me, mate. Nah.
Yeah, and this is what matters. This is what
totally,
matters.
Yeah.
You need like all the alumni, all the players, because you got to think about it. Like we say, it's a low bar. So those players, RG3s, the Santana, like Alfred Morris, like all those players, we had good memories of them, right? It was short memories. It wasn't a lot of, but that's what we have. So just seeing them around, knowing what we had before, why they wasn't coming around, is definitely a plus. Andrea, got it. Thank you so much. What's up, Hawk? Where you been at, Hawk? I ain't see you in a while, man. I got some, what you think about that one, Scouse? It looked pretty bad on the sidelines, but he had 10 days to recover. It ain't look like it was bothering him in practice when they were showing clips of him throwing.
Yeah, it must have been just a slight cut. I mean, obviously not a full on. You need loads of stitches or anything, So this isn't Tom Thumb, Tom Brady style thumb problem. When he when he was crying about his hand, on the Super Bowl time. Yeah, I'm sure that's all 100% healed now, and
yeah, for sure. All right, let's get to it. Scouse key matchups today.
I mean, there's not a lot of key matchups you can get really, because let's face it, this Dallas team is all banged up. All their best players not really playing. So, I mean, all you've got is CeeDee Lamb, really. I mean, so you're going to pick CeeDee Lamb up against St. Ghost. That's probably the bigger matchup. I'd stick Mikey on him personally, but for key matchup, can you stop CeeDee Lamb getting his? If we can, then they've got zero else offense-wise. They've got no running game. They've got plenty of injuries on the old line. Zach Martin's not playing. Which is huge. They've got awful Cooper Rush playing. I mean, honestly, though, there's no real true massive matchup there that, from an offensive point of view, for them besides CeeDee Lamb up against St. Ghost. But yeah, man. I mean, obviously from our side of things, defense. Yeah, I mean, we got to get to the quarterback, so it's going to be like Louisville up against Cooper Rush.
Yeah. What you got, Christian?
Yeah, I think obviously we're looking at more favourable matchups rather than exciting matchups. I think Dorrance, Armstrong, and Fowler can definitely get there versus they've got a rookie at left tackle, haven't they? Tyler Guyton.
Yeah, he's kind of banged up too.
Yeah, he's developing at most.
And also playing pretty poorly, to be fair.
Yeah.
Dallas fans have been saying that.
Yeah, and their right tackle, who they gave quite a bit of.
Everybody was mad at Adam Peters because he ain't go get one of them guys.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And they ain't playing too well. Some of them not playing. Some of them been moved to God. But I digress. Go ahead, Chris.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, they paid Terrence Steele a lot of money. At right tackle. It looks like he's been getting beat quite bad versus speed rushers. So I think a good day for Dante Fowler Jr. and Armstrong against their former team. So that'll be some interesting and probably favourable matchups is the word.
Some of the Dallas fans have been saying, cut Terrence Steele, even though they paid him a fortune.
Yeah,
cut him. He's been that bad. So
yeah, I've seen that as well. Scouse, but I think that's an overreaction from their part. Where your quarterback's down, you're having a really bad season. I'm sure they're still.
He's getting beat all the time. He's not worth his money, is he? So
yeah. And you never know how important the sort of interior was. We've seen with our guy, haven't we? Playing centre, Tyler's been fantastic. How much of an influence was he on the rest of the Dallas O-line? So,
yeah, Andre, I think he was wearing like a rear protection prior to. Or maybe it's like a flight jacket or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Like he got like a tire wheel and he got a tire on his around his stomach now. So I don't know what it is they got, but it's definitely impacting his follow through, especially when he's thrown across body. Should give Mikey the more rest if he wants, so I can push the NAR. He should be in CB1.
To be fair,
I would like. Yeah, right now he is. I would love to see that. I would love to see them kind of let him travel a little bit. He's good in the slot. We already know that. So I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Coleman is better. Mikey is better than any of our corners.
Yeah, most definitely.
Already,
he's probably talking about Lattimore. He's probably talking about once Lattimore gets there. I think that's what's.
Obviously, Lattimore for me, I don't see him playing until after the bye. Being honest with you,
yeah, I want him to get like 10 to 12 snaps just cause next week, just to be able to test his body in a regular game. Suit up, go through all the stretching, do all that, and then he'll have some time to kind of look, kind of see where he is after he played those few snaps to make sure he's good. But I love Coleman's development, right? He had a bad game against the Eagles. Everybody did. All the O-line did. So I'm very interested to see how he recovers. Because look, Micah's still, Micah's still playing. Like that's gonna be a definite key matchup to look out for him against Coleman. Micah plays all up and down the line of scrimmage. So and then like a team like Dallas and Cooper Rush, they threw what 52, 53 times last week. So they don't have no run game. So
yeah,
and he don't care. Like he's a back, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not looking for no $230 million contract. So he's gonna be throwing that joint. He's gonna be taking chances. CD gonna be triple coverage, he gonna throw it. So we just got to be there. We got to make plays, man. We got to make plays. But I think we are healed.
They are gonna look for St. Ghost. They're gonna look for St. Ghost. They're gonna keep looking for him, keep testing him.
So hopefully Dan Quinn has something for that. Like, he shadows.
Versus the Eagles, didn't Michael Davis play a fair bit as well against?
He did, because St. Juice got injured. He had a little injury at the beginning of the game.
Sure.
So he was kind of coming in and out.
Or was it broken toenail? Something like that.
It could have been. I don't know.
Hey, this is your new Wiley, man. Come on. I'm going to start sticking up to St. Juice.
I've got Wiley. I've got St. Ghost. I've got
RG3.
Turnstile Wiley. Yeah, you know it's what it is.
All right. What about keys to win?
Should I go first, Juice? Yeah. It's a bit obvious, this one. The Cowboys are 31 out of the 32 against the run. Get the ball in the hands of Robinson Jr. I think we can really run all over them. I've said many times, I think
140.
Yeah, I think we're a better team with a healthy Robinson Jr. I noticed this week there was a little bit of slander towards Brian Robinson. It was like, he doesn't have the kind of flat speed, but I think we're a better team. So offensively, definitely I want it in the hands of our running back. Again, try to contain Micah Parsons. We've done a pretty good job this season against what you'd call stub pass rushers. Garrett, even TJ Watt. We held in there, didn't we, against TJ Watt as well? So I think with the O-line being healthy again, I think we can do that against Micah. I'm sure he'll have a few moments, but I don't think Micah Parsons can win the game on his own versus us.
Yeah, I agree. I think no Ash. We're not talking about Marshawn Lattimore Ash. We're talking about all week Ash. I think Noah's pretty good. I would love to bring him back. I think he's shown enough to be brought back, especially as key depth. Learning the defense, knows the defense. He's a former first-round pick, so he has the talent, and he's been playing pretty good. So I think you need those type of players when you're building out a roster. And the thing with B-Rob, like, he doesn't. Right, he's gonna get tracked down. He's not gonna outrun anybody. We know that. He knows that. That's why he get up and smack the football all the time, because he knows he's gonna get caught. So we do need one of those guys. You want to look into the future, but as far as how the offense running and his ability and his vision has gotten so much better, I definitely think he definitely makes this team a whole lot better. And then that pushes Eckler away from runs in between the tackle so often. It gives him the ability to kind of be that lightning guy to come in and not take heavy workload. What are some keys for you, Scouse?
I say you've hit the nail on the head with the run game, the 1-2 punch between B-Rob and Eckler. That's the biggest. That's the biggest ones. Get the ball to them. We don't need Jayden to be throwing us 60-yard bombs downfield. They are god awful against the run, and even now, even Stephon Diggs is not playing either. So it's like, we could technically go over the top, but
Trayvon.
Sorry, Trayvon Diggs or Stephon Diggs.
Boy, neither one of them playing this week.
Yeah, both of them. But yeah, man, I just think this Dallas team just isn't that good at all. There's so many injuries and just not at the level. So keys, it's keys. Just us do what we normally do. Keep the ball, down possession.
Yep.
And just run it down the throats, and then if they can stop it, great. Then we go deep. So it's that's always our forte. Every week's the same thing. Get the ball to B-Rob, get the ball to Eckler, and then play from there. So
yeah, I think we're better coached than Dallas as well. Sometimes you can come up against a team who are really beaten up, but the coaching is so good that they've still got a chance. I don't even put Dallas in that category. I think we've got better coaches, and I think this longer week of rest and preparation will really help us as well.
Most definitely.
I did mark down just on one guy maybe to watch out for them. They've got a very lively punt returner, haven't they? Kavontae Turpin.
Turpin, yeah.
Yeah, he's someone to watch out for.
He
I
took
think
one to the house. He took a slant to the house last week. So
so we don't want to give them any encouragement. Get that adrenaline going in the silver and blue. So that's something to watch out for as well. I think our special teams is quite sound. So
I mean, even we had a bad game on special teams against Pittsburgh.
Seabird's playing, isn't he? Or Cybird? He's playing as well.
Yeah. They didn't do anything with the new guy. So I would try to keep him on the roster if I can. Like, I think you could get a pick for him.
Solid.
You might be able to get a pick for him, man. C Money, what's good? Appreciate you for joining. Might be your first time chopping it up, but we definitely appreciate you. Please continue to come back and comment with us. So I think Christian Gay, your knockout player, Turpin. I think that's where I was going to kind of go to. You got Micah, you got Turpin, of course. So, and he got a wild card like Cooper Rush. He can run too, right? So, what about you, Scouse?
Knockout player for them. Is Bland playing?
Who? Yeah, Bland's playing.
Bland, he's back, isn't he? He's back for this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now he's really good, and obviously DQ helped him a lot. And he looks he's a decent corner. Got to keep an eye out for him. But it's Slim Pickens. I have to mention the guys you already mentioned. But yeah, man, just keep an eye out for Bland.
I think is Bland seen as a bit of a sort of ball hawk? Because I mean, the Dallas fans were hoping that they'd have Diggs and Bland, two ball hawks at corners. But for me, I mean, I'm trying to think. Would it be Noah Brown who would line up with Bland rather than Terry?
Yeah, Noah Bland lines up on the right side of the offense. So yeah.
And I think Noah Brown is fantastic at getting those flags, isn't he? So I don't. I see ball hawk cornerbacks are there to take risks, aren't they? So a few yellow flags thrown that way would be good as well.
Yeah. How come St. Ghost doesn't get interceptions then?
He's not a ball hog. I don't know what he is.
He gets away flags though, doesn't he? He's
not.
He only got 6 this year though. He only got 6 this year. Six or 7. I think it's 6 this year. What's up, Jay Swish? Yes, sir. We are definitely ready. We don't have we're not saying their names for sure. Yes, he was very explosive. Like, I think he broke records in return interception. So when his first year under him. So we'll see, man. All right, spotlight players for us. What you got, Christian?
Yeah, I picked someone I gave a little bit of grief to, which I tend to do because I want them to bounce back. So I've actually picked 2 players who I'm not convinced will be here in 2025. Maybe they will be, but I've gone for Zach Ertz. A little bit of frustration with Zach, with his lack of yards after catch, etc. But I think it could be a good day for Ertz. And I always think a veteran tight end is just great for a quarterback who's working through a few things. It'd be up against people like Overshawn for the Cowboys. He's quite talented, but I think that experience of Ertz could come into play. And on the defensive side of the ball, I still think it's important that we get our tackling right. Sound tackling is important. So I've gone for Bobby Wagner. I also think a guy like Wagner, he keeps everyone down to earth. They're not okay. This Dallas team is beat up, but I see someone as Wagner who he would prepare for Dallas as much as he would prepare for the Eagles, as much as he would prepare for the Steelers. And I think that influence on the rest of the defensive side of the ball is important. So a couple of veterans. I'm not totally convinced they'll be here in 2025, but I'll put the spotlight on those guys.
Do you think Wagner will be here?
You got to think from a Peters point of view that we're always about getting better. Wagner's great. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, without a shadow of a doubt. But he is getting older. They might be looking for the linebacker who's good in coverage and tackling. They're starting to use Luvu in a different way. So I'm not saying he won't be, but he might not be back. I don't think that's to be back.
No, I agree with them. Yeah, that's one. But yeah, I mean, key player for us. I mean, it's just kind of. I want to see Jeremy Chin keep playing the way he's been playing. Chin's been outstanding probably the last 4 or 5 weeks now. Like really, really good high level play.
I'd sign him.
And tackling's been superb as well. He's been nailing guys left, right, and centre. I mean, and that's exactly what I want to see from my strong safety. So, yeah, bring, and we definitely need to bring him back. He's one of the guys I've got to keep.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Yeah,
and I think you got
to Luke McCaffrey. It's about time, man. We'll see him and Snot.
What is going on with Luke McCaffrey? I guess, and why isn't Jayden?
I think it's just the progressions, right? Like
I think so. Yeah.
I just think it's the progressions. Other players getting open too. So
I think
we'll see if they dial some stuff up just for him.
McCaffrey wasn't my favorite guy out of the draft, if I'm being honest. There were times I think I look at him and think, are you physical enough to play in the NFL? Maybe I'm being super harsh though. People are saying he's getting open, which is great, but
St. James.
Yeah, the analytics is saying he's getting open.
But physicality, let's see. I'm not sure. I remember Adam Peters saying that
he seems to be brave and willing to take a hit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't doubt his desire or anything like that, Scouse. I just wonder if literally, we'll see with him. I just have a few doubts about his physicality. If I was a linebacker, if I was a cornerback, a safety, I'd quite fancy my chances against Luke McCaffrey.
I mean, who's the other CBs are going to be playing for Dallas today? Being that Diggs is out, you got Bland. And I don't even know who the other two guys are. I mean,
it would be Josh Butler. Josh Butler was called up from the practice squad. He might be running with Terry. Unlucky Josh Butler.
Yeah, so that terrifies me, right? That really terrifies me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That this game is if we don't win this game easy, there's something not right with what's going on with our team.
For sure.
Because they're so banged up, man. They've got no place.
Yeah.
This would be a devastating L. Devastating L.
Yeah, and I know it's a division game, so you can't just
True.
guarantee wins or whatever. But like they was eating turkey legs on us last year. So
I hope we did that. I hope we did that to them.
So
our turkey leg.
I'm sure somebody has some. I don't know, but all right. I got the Commanders 27-6. Haven't said that, right? So where you at, Scouse? And everybody in the comments, you want to throw your predictions out there?
I think 30-20.
38-20.
Washington win. Yeah. So 10-point win.
I've got I think the first quarter might be a little bit attritional, just because it is a divisional game, and they do still have, the likes of Micah Parsons, etc. I think we've slowly pulled away from them. I can see it being a 2-touchdown game for Robinson Jr. So, but in terms of the actual score, I'm going to say 16 Dallas, 34 Washington. So we still put up a decent amount. Not an absolute drubbing, but a good amount.
If we don't get at least 30 points, I won't be impressed.
Yeah, I think that, and that's going to be the thing. Like, even if we win, our fan base is not. That's not going to be enough.
What about if it's 28-0? So we don't get to 30, but they get nothing.
People are not going to be impressed.
Yeah, they're still saying we got to get minimum 30 against these bombs.
People trying to stay within the first couple.
Should be 40.
Unless they sit Jayden in the fourth quarter. But even that, people don't want Jayden to sit because they want him to stat pad because of the rookie of the year. But that's a whole nother thing. All right. Yep. Anything? Couple big mile markers coming up for you all, Scouse, and I definitely got something cooking for that. I can't wait. I can't wait. I've been thinking about it for a few days now. I think I can know what I want to do, so I can't wait. It's okay, Tim. We know you coming sooner or later, buddy. So what you got? What you got, Scouse?
The 1 Safety show is at 99 episodes next week. This Thursday.
Yep.
And then next week 100. So the big 100 next week. Yeah, that's on Thursdays, 3 p.m. Eastern time. A bit bad for the Americans, but people in work and stuff. But 8 p.m. UK time.
Kristen, what you got? You about to drop your
Yeah, this midweek we had a little blog with the sort of UK Cowboys podcast, so the equivalent of like Scouse, but for Dallas. They were extremely downbeat, which was fantastic, but nice people.
Yeah.
Nice people. Only the Baltimore Ravens. I don't like to hold grudges, but only the UK Ravens have let me down this season and not fulfilled on their promise. And yeah, I'll probably do a little final thoughts before the game in an hour or so blog.
All right, we appreciate all of you from joining in, from chopping it up with us. You can come back here tonight at 9:30 on In the Huddle podcast. Is going to be doing a post game show. We definitely appreciate you all. Appreciate your time. We know your time is very valuable to you. For you to use it with us, we definitely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.